throw it out, give it right back. Got the record, better get off my track. In the big leagues, now it's a fact. Can't take you seriously. Think that you wanna go? Can't catch me too slow. Look, now I'm on a roll. All you can say is blah, 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 blah. Look, now I'm on a roll. Blah, 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 blah. All I hear is blah, blah, blah. When you throw it out, give it right back. Got the record, better get off my track. In the big leagues, now it's a fact. Can't take you seriously. Think that you wanna go? Can't catch me too slow. Look, now I'm on a roll. All you can say is blah, 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 blah. Look, now I'm on a roll. Blah, 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 blah. All I hear is blah, blah, blah.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Network. We're going to get right into it with the starting lineups of your Crown Point Bulldogs. Starting at guard, a senior 5'9", headed to Manchester University, Caden Rhodes. Another senior, a senior heavy-filled team, Mason Darrell, headed to Bellarmine, a guard, 6'2", 170 pounds. A transfer from Maryville, number 11 at guard once again, 6'3", another senior, Bryce Peters. Another senior at guard slash forward, 6'7", 209 pounds, headed to University of Illinois Chicago, Dikembe Shaw. And Cooper Mulaski also at forward, a junior on this team, 6'7", 210 pounds. Those are your starting lineups of the Crown Point Bulldogs. And we're going to send it to a break here on the Bulldog Network. Stay with us.
I'm Madison Luzak. I'm a junior here at Crown Point High School. I am a drum major for the marching band, and currently I am in advanced concert band where we are rehearsing music for concert season. I love being in band because of the people here. I have a lot of great friends, and we love making music together. I study music at CPHS because as a career, I want people to feel the same passion that I feel when surrounded by music. Whether it's concert band or marching band, Mr. Sletto is an amazing director that really
Welcome back to the Bulldog Network. We bring you this time the boys, Crown Point Bulldogs and the Chesterton Trojans. If you're just joining us, we've just finished up a broadcast of the girls Lady Bulldogs and the Chesterton Trojans. If you're just joining us, welcome in. Thank you for watching or listening. I am Gabe Trevino, joined by Braydon Zamojski here tonight. Braydon, we have a good one. The #1 team in the DAC, the 12-0 Crown Point Bulldogs, and the #3 team in the DAC, the Chesterton Trojans. It's going to be a good one, and we are underway here in Crown Point. Bryce Peters gets right around the defensive free throw line. Jumper is good.
Yeah, Gabe, and physicality was kind of our word to describe the girls' game right before this, and I think my early prediction is speed is going to be the one to describe this one here.
Tobias Ray bringing the ball up early here for the Trojans. This team does like to shoot a lot of threes, is something Coach Swan told us last week in preparing for this game. Foul is called. Maybe an illegal screen here on Caden Schneider. And Mason Darrell pumped up after that one. Dikembe shot inbound.
Yeah, and last year, this Bulldogs team actually had quite a problem defending the deep ball and the three from the Chesterton team, so we'll see if this year is any different.
1 minute in here to the first quarter, 2-0 Bulldog lead. Caden Rhodes to Cooper Mulaski. Mason Darrell trying to get free for a three. A contested floater, no good. Rebound batted around, and it eventually does go to the Trojans. To number 14, Jalen Watts. Logan Picorni again switching off ball carrying duties with Tobias Ray. Inside, back out to Tobias Ray. Picorni drives inside. It looks like he fell, and Mason Darrell wanted to travel. They're going to call his first foul on him tonight. Trojans inbound underneath.
Mason Darrell always stressing the importance of not getting fouls early, especially for him as a player. I mean, he's definitely a difference maker for this Bulldogs team, so he's definitely, Coach Swan, he's definitely going to be watching that.
This is a team full of juniors and sophomores. Only 3 seniors on this team. Everybody else juniors and sophomores on this team. 6:20 to go. Tobias Ray comes around the screen. Caden Rhodes playing good defense. Logan Picorni, another screen set by Schneider. Picorni being guarded by Dikembe Shaw, goes right at him. Schneider comes away with it, batted around. Caden Rhodes comes away with it. He's going to settle it. Dikembe Shaw, three, no good. That one was short. Rebound by Jalen Watts. And here come the Chesterton Trojans to Schneider, to Tobias Ray. Tobias Ray to Picorni. They have a lot of big guards on this team with Tobias Ray and Logan Picorni. Underneath, backing down to Dikembe Shaw is Bradley Basila. That one's no good. Here comes Dikembe Shaw.
Normally you don't see a matchup for Shaw this good, but Bradley Basila is definitely going to give him a run for his money tonight.
Caden Rhodes, twin brother of Kingston Rhodes, who is out with injury for the foreseeable future, is in starting tonight. Mason Darrell hits a jumper, and he's talking to Jalen Watts as he comes down the court. 5:20 to go. Schneider, Watts goes right behind Darrell. Layup's no good. Underneath, Basila gets the rebound, and he scores.
You know, I wouldn't expect anything else from Mason Darrell. As we talked to Dikembe and Mason before the season, and Dikembe said, well, Mason's an emotional leader for our team, and there it is right there.
Rhodes,
oh,
no. And he landed awkwardly. He does get up, and he is walking under his own power. That looked ugly there.
Here's a play here as Mason Darrell's able to shake off Watts, finds Cooper Mulaski under, and you'll see Rhodes just cut under for the layup. And that's a good basket there for Crown Point.
Caden Rhodes able to get up just fine. It looked a little ugly there for a second. Kind of did the splits there. His knee kind of went back, looked a little ugly. He does get up under his own power. He is just fine. MJ Wilson checks in for him momentarily. He's going to go to the locker room to get leg, knee, whatever it may be, checked out.
Yeah, whenever you see that knee kind of slide like that, people often associate that with ACL, MCL, something in the knee, which is
a good thing.
Never good.
So the Trojans right back on offense, 6-2 Bulldog lead. The freshman MJ Wilson is in. Tobias Ray, a deep three, no good. Wilson comes away with his first rebound. Peters underneath to Dikembe Shaw. Dikembe Shaw fouled. Layup is no good, so he will get 2 free throws.
Crown Point already playing very fast at transition as Dikembe Shaw was under the basket before, I think, before anyone on Crown Point, or on Chesterton, could react. And there's the foul there from Basila. And, I mean, he's just trying to play a physical game, get his arms up, and ends up with the foul there.
Dikembe Shaw's first free throw goes through. 4:27 to go here in the first quarter. The University of Illinois Chicago commit. He'll be there next year. Has done so well here at Crown Point. Just about a month ago, hit the 1,000-point mark in his career here at Crown Point. Not a lot of people have done that, so congratulations to him. 4 minutes to go here, approaching 4 minutes to go. Picorni up top, over to Malachi Ransom. Ransom dishes it to his big man, who's guarded by Dikembe Shaw. Tough ass there. Ransom comes around. Now he's being guarded by Dikembe Shaw halfway through the first quarter. To Tobias Ray to Picorni, guarded by Mason Darrow. And miscommunication here. Kembe Shaw comes away with a steal. Slowly comes up, now dribbles in. A free throw line jumper is good.
And I see Dikembe Shaw, the big frame. That's a shot that is almost guaranteed to go in. And I mean, you see, he looks for a pass, doesn't really see anyone, able to just hop off that pressure from Chesterton, just takes a good shot and it goes in.
And that's Dikembe's sweet spot. Little mid-range fadeaway jump shot. Dikembe Shaw loves those shots. He's going to hit those a lot of the time, as you just said, Braydon. So 10-2, early 8-point lead for this Bulldog team. This was kind of the opposite of the girls' game. The girls came out slow. The boys are coming out fast here to start after a Coach Urban timeout.
Yeah, and I mean, he's probably telling his guys just to slow it down, that, you know, they did get 2 points already, that they can do it again.
So Gunnar Elo to inbound, and here comes Tobias Ray being guarded by another big guard, MJ Wilson. So 2 big guards going at it here tonight. 3.5 minutes to go. Picorni breaks off of Peters. Gets that. Ball goes around the Elo screen underneath. And that will go off of Cooper Molaski. Jalen Watts comes back in for the Trojans. 3:31 to go. Malachi Ransom to inbound underneath. Gets it to Picorni, who's double teamed immediately by Peters and Wilson. Now up ahead to Wilson. He's going to chase this one down and lay that one in.
What a play by first to Dikembe Shaw and then to MJ Wilson, as he is able to just get this pass in front of him, and then the speed from Wilson to just catch up to it, get the ball up through pressure. And here we go.
And here comes Peters, and he will lay that one in. And this Bulldog team off to a hot start, 14-2, 12-point lead.
Firing on all cylinders, and Bryce Peters even gave a smile, it looked like, over to Max Gurnick, who's over on the sideline, the football star. Gave him a little smile after putting that layup up.
Jalen Watts, that one tipped away by Dikembe Shaw, spins around, no foul is called, but it stays with Crown Point. And Coach Mark Urban of the Trojans, man, he was a good 3-4 steps out onto the court there, talking to his guys. I mean, seems to be a fiery coach.
And we got
so far
a stoppage, as our athletic director, Mr. Bill DeRula, told the refs to stop the game for some debris on the court.
Wet spot maybe, just the early stoppage here, but that will not take away from this incredibly hot start that this Bulldog team has gotten out to. 14 points in less than 6 minutes, and they've only allowed 2 to the Trojans.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like everything is just going correctly for Crown Point in transition, I think, is the biggest thing. Offensively, they're moving down the court at such a fast pace, and it actually looks like they're, maybe because of the slippage, because of Caden Rhodes, they're trying to clean the court. But no, not to take away from this game, but this speed to start for Crown Point has been amazing in transition. Their ability to steal the ball through passes and intercept passes so far has just been amazing.
So 2:43 remaining here in the first quarter. If you were just joining us here on the Bulldog Network, I am Gabe Trevino alongside Braydon Zamojski. We just had our broadcast of the girls game where the Crown Point Lady Bulldogs came away with a win over these Chesterton Trojans. Now we have the boys broadcast for you. MJ Wilson in the air, didn't like the call midair, just came down. Bulldogs will inbound their half court to Dikembe Shaw to inbound.
He was okay with playing through a little bit of hands. The refs called it a foul on the ground. He didn't really like that.
Dikembe Shaw lobs this one. Reed Kagi in the game for the first time tonight. Caden Rhodes, the main ball handler for the Bulldogs tonight, spinning away from Basila. Here's Dikembe Shaw backing down Schneider's, fading, spinning inside. Thought he was fouled, took a hard hit, but lays it in anyway.
These refs have kind of been letting the boys play here. As I mean, Dikembe Shaw just able to make a physical play. This is why he's committed to play D1 basketball. Slips even a little bit. We saw them bring the brooms out, but able to play through contact and go get that bucket to extend this lead to 14 now.
And took a big hit on that layup. Now another foul is being called. Coach Urban giving some instructions to his team, but mainly it's just frustration early on, down 14.
Words to the refs, maybe.
So Chesterton will retain possession. Tobias Ray, the 6-foot junior guard for this Chesterton team. Looks a lot bigger than 6 foot out there. He's a big guard, and Caden Rhodes is going to have a tall task guarding him tonight. Tobias Ray looking for a pass here after he picked up his dribble. Schneider, his big man, gives it right back to him. Under 2 minutes to go here. Jalen Watts up top, guarded by Bryce Peters. Watts hands it off to Bradley Basila, who's guarded by Dikembe Shaw. Watts goes around the Basila screen. Schneider in the corner, back to Watts. Looking for anything to do here. Cross-court pass. Pump fake on Jack Lux, who just checked in. Tobias Ray, minute 20 to go. Bench getting pumped up for the Bulldogs. Great defense on this possession, not allowing anything. Coach Swan, half the bench thought he stepped out. More great defense. Tobias Ray goes around a screen, pulls back. Good defense by Caden Rhodes. Back to Schneider and back to Tobias Ray. Schneider up top. A little handoff here. Jalen Watts, a corner three, is good after a long possession.
A little bit of a break for Chesterton here.
Reed Kagi takes a hard fall. They call a foul. Coach Urban doesn't like it.
He wanted to travel real bad there. So did the entire Chesterton bench, as he is actually standing on the court. I mean, just by the tippy toes, but he's gonna have a word with the ref here.
Dikembe Shaw, fadeaway three, no good. Tobias Ray comes away with the rebound, so the lead is 11 here, running down on the final 40 seconds of the first quarter. Ray trying to get around Rhodes. Rhodes picks that out of his pocket, but it goes out of bounds. Trojans will inbound.
Cooper Mulaski coming in for Reed Kagi. And Cooper Mulaski is actually an interesting story on this Bulldogs team. People didn't know if he was going to play basketball this year or have a prominent role in the team. And I think it's safe to say that he has definitely made an impact on this basketball team.
He has definitely had a great impact on this team, being, I mean, probably, you know, he's listed as a forward, but he's more a center on this team. And that layup is good from Gunnar Elo, his first points of the night. 20 seconds to go. Maybe the Bulldogs run it down to the last possession of the first quarter. Lead is single digits now. Bryce Peters, a fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound to Tobias Ray. 10 seconds to go. Pushing it up fast here to Cooper Hewig, who's in the game for the first time. 4 seconds to go. Tobias Ray has got to go here with 1 second to go. Driving and puts up a shot that will not go. He did get it off, but it is no good. And the Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Chesterton Trojans 16-7 after one quarter. 9-point lead. The Trojans finish with a little run there, a 5-0 run. Maybe they can carry some of that momentum into the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Chesterton able to start going a little later, but this speed and pace that Crown Point started with, it is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, they're playing transition, and I think another thing that might be an impact here is this crowd in this gym. I mean, Crown Point, the school corporation called an e-learning day for students, so there was no students or staff in the building today. And I mean, this is the biggest crowd.
A whole lot of students and staff.
Yeah, a whole bunch
today.
of students and staff coming in after, you know, maybe they had a cold day at home, maybe played in the snow, went sledding a little bit. They decided to come out support their basketball team, who has put on a show so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a big crowd. Again, a lot of these people are Chesterton fans, which is very impressive, coming all this way in this weather with how cold it is. But I mean, just Crown Point fans coming out is also impressive. Again, on an e-learning day. You know, Braydon, we've never really experienced, you know, what it's like when there's snow and there's no homework. You know, we have e-learning days, you know, that maybe that's one of the downsides of technology innovation, you know.
When we were younger,
yeah,
Gabe, like elementary school age.
Man, I miss it. I miss it, Braydon, when we'd have no school, there was no e-learning, but we do have it nowadays. So we continue here in the second quarter, beginning with a 9-point lead are the Bulldogs. Peters over to Mason Darrow, guarded by Jalen Watts. They've had some words with each other already so far. Bumped out of bounds.
They're going to call a foul on that, so Watts will
Peters one down.
get, I believe, his second foul of the game, maybe his first.
Peters and, Watts and Darrell, as a foul is called, an illegal screen on Dikembe Shaw. Darrell and Watts, they've had some words with each other. There's been a little bit of trash talking going on there.
A couple of friendlies exchanged between the two. And, I mean, Mason Darrell, I mean, we talked to, again, in that same conversation with Mason Darrell and Dikembe Shaw about trash talkers on this team, and definitely Mason was brought up quite a bit.
Tobias Ray getting around defense. Jalen Watts being pressured physically here from Mason Darrell. Gets it off, stolen away by Dikembe Shaw. Here he comes down the court and he slams this one down.
There's that big frame from Dikembe Shaw, 6'7", 209 pounds. He just runs down the court, picks it up and slams it down, and looks right at our camera.
Beautiful
showing
shot from
all
Dikembe
of that
Shaw.
emotion that I'm sure he has in his senior year here with the Bulldogs.
Dikembe Shaw with a big slam, gets the crowd into it early here. Pressure on Picorni. Coach Swan does not like the call, picks up the basketball.
The ref actually had Mason Darrell kind of in his arms as Mason Darrell fell out of bounds and pointed, and Mason Darrell kind of turned over his head and said, "What?" Like, he did not agree with that call at all.
Coach Swan takes a seat on the bench, and so does Mason Darrell. MJ Wilson checking right back in for this Bulldog team. About a minute in to this first quarter. Down 11 are the Trojans. Going to have to chip into this lead slowly but surely. Tobias Ray, handoff to Watts. Some miscommunication there. Watts over to the corner. Tobias Ray, a three. It's good.
This Crown Point defense not letting anything inside, but it has opened up the three game, which we said was a problem last year, as this ball just gets kicked right out to a wide open Chesterton player in Tobias Ray. I mean, and that was a free three all day.
So Caden Rhodes with a nice left-handed reverse layup to bring the lead back up to 10. Jalen Watts, a tough fadeaway shot. Ball tipped around. Rebound by Gunnar Elo. A three from Logan Picorni is no good. And tipped out to Caden Rhodes for the rebound.
Again, although that shot was no good, Picorni is wide open on the outside.
Dikembe Shaw responds with a three.
You missed one, Picorni. Dikembe Shaw is going to come right back and hit one to make up for it. Dikembe Shaw just looking down Gunnar Elo, excuse me, and he will take that shot all day.
Layup scored right back at the Bulldogs. Physical defense from Gunnar Elo on Dikembe Shaw. Cooper Molaski gets it over to Dikembe, driving baseline. Again, good defense from Elo. Missed shot there. Good rebound by Picorni. Here comes Tobias Ray bringing it back up. 5.5 minutes to go. 23-12 Bulldog lead by 11. Tobias Ray looking for Jalen Watts here on the wing. MJ Wilson, tough defense here. Had to go from Mason Darrell straight to MJ Wilson. Now he drives baseline, gets free. A wide open Tobias Ray three is good again.
That again, Crown Point just leaving Ray wide open, and they actually switched to a bit more of a man look on that defense, but Tobias Ray still finding his way to get wide open at the top of the key.
Missed layup by MJ Wilson. Chesterton has the ball right back. Pump fake three. Back over to Tobias Ray, who's got a pair of them so far. Jalen Watts gonna try a three. That one's good as well.
Chesterton firing on all cylinders, and Crown Point needs to find a defensive answer to this deep ball game.
Now Caden Rhodes at the top, slowing the game down. Chesterton fans who are here in this building are fired up. A foul is called off the ball on, I believe, Gunnar Elo.
And let's take a look back at this three-pointer from Tobias Ray. I mean, he's just at the top of the key. He is wide open, gets lost through the man coverage to the ball movement, and that's what happens. That's the downside of that man coverage, especially when you're playing double teams and schemes like that.
Caden Schneider Bradley Basile and Malachi Ransom checking back in. MJ Wilson, a wide open corner three is good. The threes are raining down right now.
MJ Wilson, me and Gabe talked about this stat all week. Actually surprised. He was 0 for 16 from three, so that's his first three of the season. A shooter like that, we were surprised to see that he was 0 for 16, but got the monkey off his back.
Oh!
An absolutely amazing play.
MJ Wilson with his first three of the season. Next possession and one.
So I talked about this transition play from Crown Point to Kembe Shaw. The second time he's going to throw it to MJ Wilson, but this time gets around the contact, finds a way to get that ball up, and the first person back over to help him up was Kembe Shaw.
4:12 to go. Fireworks early here in this packed Crown Point gym on a Monday evening. For a snowy, cold Monday, it's a great crowd to have here, and MJ Wilson firing them up as much as possible. His free throw will roll in, lead back up to 11, 29-18 for the Bulldogs. Tobias Ray inbounds to Logan Picorni. The threes are raining down, including MJ Wilson's first of the season. As Braydon said, he was 0 for 16 prior to that three on the season. Picorni over to Ransom, who's guarded by MJ Wilson. Picorni again to Tobias Ray, who's hit 3 threes so far tonight. Basile underneath. Jalen Watts gets around Reed Kagan, lays it in. Lead back down to single digits. And here comes Caden Rhodes. Brings it up the court, drives inside, kicks it out. Reed Kagan swings it over to Bryce Peters. Peters back to Caden Rhodes. MJ Wilson cutting, not there for Caden Rhodes' pass. Back up to Peters, to Kagi, swung over to Molaski. Wilson wanted the three, didn't try it. Here comes Peters down the lane, takes the contact, and a blocking foul is called. Coach Urban of the Trojans cannot believe it, as we've seen a lot tonight, and 2 free throws are coming for Bryce Peters.
Yes, and there was a little bump Bryce Peters shared with Malachi Ransom. Both teams not friendly with each other so far through 2 quarters almost.
Jack Lux and Kembe Shaw checking in for the Bulldogs. First free throw, as Bryce Peters says, what? After that first free throw that he misses, rattles in and out. Lead still at 9. Jack Lux checking in. Cooper Molaski, Caden Rhodes checking out. Kembe Shaw also checking in for the Bulldogs.
Coach,
second free throw from Bryce Peters.
Coach Urban from Chesterton continues to talk to the refs after almost every play that seems to not go his team's way. He has choice words.
Here comes Tobias Ray, one of the captains on this Chesterton team, trying to get around MJ Wilson. To Logan Picorni. 3 minutes to go here until halftime. Picorni being guarded by Bryce Peters. Good defense from this Bulldog team so far tonight. Tobias Ray gets around the screen from Elo. Now being guarded by Kembe Shaw. Over to Ransom. Ransom drives in on Jack Lux. Pulls it back out to Tobias Ray. Under 3 minutes to play now. Ray to Picorni. Picorni got Peters slipping almost. Now Watts being guarded by Kagi. Drives down, spins around, loses his balance. Elo has the shot blocked, but a foul is called on MJ Wilson.
During that play, Bryce Peters actually signaled a travel with his hands. Wasn't too happy that there's no call, and then even less happy about this foul right here, as MJ Wilson just got his hand up, made a little bit too much contact with the hand of Logan Picorni. Or actually, excuse me, it was Gunnar Elo.
Who is at the line, and his first free throw is good. Lead back into the single digits, 30-21. If you're just joining us here on the Bulldog Network, this has been a good one, a fast one, an offensive one, a defensive one. It's been everything so far, so thank you for joining us. I am Gabe Trevino alongside Braydon Zamojski. Gunnar Elo at the line for his second free throw is good. 30-22, an 8-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go until half. Kembe Shaw slips back at pump fakes, tries to get the foul drawn on Elo. He does. Elo cannot believe it. And Kembe Shaw will go to the line.
It seems like, Gabe, that people are slipping all over the court, which is something that may be try to get figured out at halftime. But at the end of the day, it's an injury risk for the players. If they go to make a cut, their feet are slipping. Not too good.
Coach Urban disappointed so far. He's been animated. He's been animated all night tonight, talking to the officials. Very passionate coach there on the Chesterton sideline. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. They are in the bonus. MJ Wilson comes away with a steal, and he goes up for a dunk on this one.
Without a doubt, whenever he has a wide open fast break, you got to expect him to pull it up. Him and Mason Darrell, one of the best dunkers, but his ability right here to just pick off that pass, he gets up there and slams it down without a doubt.
Kembe Shaw comes away with this rebound, pushing it up the court. Dikembe driving down on Elo. Foul is called once again on Gunnar Elo on the floor, so the Bulldogs will inbound with a 12-point lead.
This Chesterton team has to watch out. They may have guys that get into foul trouble here. It seems like every time Crown Point's come down the court in the last couple minutes, there's been a foul on them.
So correction, Dikembe Shaw will be shooting 2 free throws as the Bulldogs are in the bonus. And he drills his first free throw. Largest lead of the night was 14 for the Bulldogs when it was 16-2 in the first quarter. And the Dogs have a chance to tie that largest lead with a made free throw here from Dikembe Shaw. And they do, 36-22. Minute 55 to go. Jalen Watts to Malachi Ransom. Here he comes up the court, bringing it up, guarded by one of the seniors, the many seniors on this team, Jack Lux. Tobias Ray, who's been dangerous from range, gets it out on the wing, drives baseline. Caden Rhodes nearly steals that one away underneath and fumbled away by Tommy Costbade, who's only been in the game twice so far.
And Urban was sitting down during that, but he very quickly stands up, and here we see that kind of the pressure from Jack Lux may have forced the hand of Cosbay, but still out on him nonetheless.
Underneath, Dikembe Shaw, really physical defense from Logan Picorni here. Fadeaway jumper in his face, and he drilled it.
Dikembe Shaw says, I don't care about your physical defense, Picorni. I'll put this ball over your head and still make it, even as I'm falling to the ground. That's just a great physical play by Dikembe Shaw, and one of the many reasons why University of Illinois Chicago was interested.
Largest lead of the night for the Bulldogs. Picorni lays that one in. Final minute of the half here. Bulldogs with a 14-point lead. Peters drives down. No foul is called. Ball goes off Chesterton, inbound for the Dogs.
Take another look at that Dikembe shot. I mean, you just see him turn, see a little bit of separation, and as soon as he sees that separation, he's going to take the shot, no matter how physical defense Picorni was playing on him.
Caden Rhodes in the corner, drives down, lays it up with the left hand, and it's good.
Caden Rhodes has been special in his senior year, really kind of coming out of his shell, playing more physical basketball at a smaller frame, and getting it done night in and night out.
Jalen Watts has that one taken away by Reed Kagi. Jack Lux, a three. It is an air ball. Rhodes gets that into Peters. 20 seconds to go. Dikembe Shaw, three is true.
What an ability to keep this ball in by Caden Rhodes. And then there's a reason why, again, Dikembe Shaw is Division I. He is not just a big who relies on his ability to play in tight. As soon as he gets it in range,
3 seconds to go. Tobias Ray takes a fadeaway three, and he drills it to end the half.
So we see, I mean, Dikembe just able to find his way into open space as he's trailing and no one gets on him. And then, like I said, he's a big that does not just rely on his ability to shoot in tight.
Yeah, and Tobias Ray, I mean, let's not take away from his three right before the half. He drilled that one, fading away from probably 7 or 8 feet behind the line. And Tobias Ray had a great half. Dikembe Shaw finishes the half strong. The Bulldogs finish the half strong with a 16-point lead. Again, tied for their largest of the night. 43-27 is your halftime score. And we are going to send it to our halftime break here on the Bulldog Network. Stay with us.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree. We care about your life. Let's get started at ivydtech.edu.
Organ donation saves lives.
The first thing that I remember when waking up from surgery was the new sensation of I could hear and feel it pounding.
You know, one of the greatest moments for me after transplant was being able to play senior night. Hearing my name called for the first time, I scored my first varsity basket.
I'm grateful to be living again, spending time with family, and going off to college as well. So,
a month after transplant, I went to prom. I graduated on honors.
I owe my life to donors, and I feel like all recipients probably feel the exact same way as I do.
You can save a life. Say yes to organ donation.
At Crown Point High School, we are a connected community. The larger we grow, the stronger we become, because at our core are values that guide us.
What does it mean to be part of our Bulldog community?
It means courage, facing adversity head on, leading with grit, and knowing that every setback is a step forward.
Crown Point taught me not to be afraid to try something new.
It means creativity, from center stage to classroom labs. It is where passion meets purpose and innovation takes shape. Bulldogs bring ideas to life. It means citizenship, giving back, lifting others, building a stronger community together.
Our students learn that leadership begins with service.
It means culture, every story, every background, every voice, adding to our shared experience. It means being future ready, with more than 20 career pathways, 60 dual credit and AP courses, and preparation for college, career, or service.
I know Crown Point is helping me get where I want to go.
And through it all, we stay connected. With more than 75 clubs, sports, and activities, there's a place for everyone. Every classroom, every activity, every team. Woven together into one community. Crown Point High School, where the heart of a Bulldog stays with you, ready to take on the world. Connected at our core.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Network. I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Braydon Zamojski. Thank you for joining us here tonight. The Crown Point Bulldogs and the Chesterton Trojans just finished up our girls broadcast. Now we're at halftime here of the boys broadcast. And Braydon, it's been a whole lot of fireworks, and somehow the Bulldogs lead by 16 at halftime.
Yeah, Gabe, it may be single digits outside, but it is heating up in this gym behind us. I mean, just spectacular play from Crown Point in the first quarter, and then you saw Chesterton in the second open up the three game, which I said was something that Crown Point struggled with last year. And I mean, they're struggling right now with it as Chesterton scored 20, right, in the second quarter.
It was 27-20. The second quarter score was 16-7 after the first quarter. Chesterton had 7 points, 7, and now they scored 20 in the second quarter. And if they hadn't gotten off to such a slow start, as we have our dance team on the court for you guys at home watching, if they hadn't got off to such a slow start, this game would be so much closer. We'd have an excellent game on our hands, but if you look at the scoreboard, it doesn't look like such a great game, and they're down by 16. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I think because of that first quarter, it's going to be hard for Chesterton to come back, especially since last year we saw them kind of struggle with the three ball in the first half. Then they made adjustments and almost took it out completely in the second half. So, I mean, for Tobias Ray, Logan Picorni, these guys who shoot from range, it's going to be important to find an opening and get those balls up if you want to come back in this game against a formidable Crown Point team.
And Tobias Ray, man, he shoots threes from deep. He's shooting them from way out there. I mean, he hit one right before half, essentially a buzzer beater, from probably, what, like 25 feet out there?
Yeah, we kind of just
fade away. Just kind of rolled over because of the Kembe three before the half ended, but that was incredible. I mean, and same with Logan Picorni. These guys are shooting from range.
Yeah, and I think they're playing very physical defense too. Gunnar Elo, the one that has kind of gotten himself into a little bit of foul trouble, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, he's limiting shots. The only negative was that Crown Point ended up in the bonus, which put Dikembe Shaw on the line, which is not what you want to do.
And, I mean, you can't blame Gunnar Elo. I mean, poor guy's got to go up against Dikembe Shaw. I mean, you can't really blame him. He's hitting, you know, fadeaway shots in his face. He's dunking the ball. He's shooting threes. What can't Dikembe Shaw do? I mean, I feel like every single game that we do, Braydon, one of our keys to the game is stop Dikembe Shaw.
Yeah.
If you stop Dikembe Shaw, you have a great chance of winning no matter what everyone else does.
I am just absolutely amazed night in and night out when I watch Dikembe Shaw play the sport of basketball. Constantly reminded why he's committed to go play Division I. And, I mean, he is showing it tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, there's other guys like Mason Darrell who has not played particularly well. He's played good on defense so far. I think the emergence of Caden Rhodes is something that we don't give enough respect to. He's played in the last few games with his brother being hurt with an injury. He's kind of substituted in as the starting point guard for this team. He's also played well, not necessarily offensively. He's hit a few shots, a few layups here and there, but defensively he's been great for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and it actually started the opposite way before Kingston Rhodes, his twin brother, had gotten hurt. We were actually talking about Kingston Rhodes kind of emerging this season, but now Caden has slipped right into that role, and I think it's one that Coach Swan is extremely happy about.
Yeah, and then what do we think, what keys going into the second half? I think defensively, if Crown Point, I mean, they didn't play great defense in the second quarter, they played great defense in the first quarter. Chesterton, though, their defense has got to be better. They allowed 27 points in the second quarter, 43 in the first half. But I think if Crown Point continues to play really well offensively, they can let Chesterton shoot all those threes, but defensively Chesterton's really got a lockdown.
Yeah, I think just the speed and transition we've seen. I mean, we've seen that connection from Dikembe Shaw to MJ Wilson a couple times tonight. I think if that continues, and I think if they limit the three ball from Chesterton, they have nothing.
Yeah, I think, you know, defensively they're shutting down the middle. There's really been no layups. It's been all threes from Chesterton. Maybe Coach Swan focuses more on the outside, stopping the three, because again, like we've said, Tobias Ray, Logan Picorni shooting deep ball after deep ball after deep ball. Maybe they stop the three instead of, you know, crushing the inside.
Yeah, and it started out early that they were able to contest those threes. Jack Lux specifically was able to kind of close in on those guys when they're trying to throw it across the entire court. But it's something now that, like, do you adjust into maybe a zone look to where they can't, or even a man-on-man look to where they're not going to have open guys that are shooting these threes? Because at some point, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah. We're going to send it to a quick break here on the Bulldog Network. Stay with us for second half action.
Hi, I'm Trip Lukemeyer, Director of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
So the reason why I took the PLTW biomedical course is because I have been inspired by my older siblings who have also taken the course. Furthermore, I'm also interested into majoring the medical field. This has met my expectation tremendously because it has shown me many different scenarios of what the human body can do, and it has also exposed to me different careers that are involved into medicine. We've done many labs throughout the years, so we have done many dissections, we've also done some collaborations with each other, and we've also done some many projects to understand different, for example, bacteria or diseases. So these courses will help me throughout college because it has exposed to me and made me learn so many things throughout biomedical and helped me learn throughout the human body.
Joined by Braydon Zamojski, you are joining us for a good one so far. Logan Picorni starts us off with a fadeaway jumper. The Crown Point Bulldogs and the Chesterton Trojans. The final score of the second quarter was 27-20. It's been a high-scoring affair. It's also, at the same time, been a defensive battle as Caden Rhodes follows that one, getting in on the action there. And here comes Jalen Watts bringing it right down for the Trojans, driving right at Mason Darrell. That one's no good. Kembe Shaw comes away with the rebound.
Yeah, Watts wanted a foul there as he laid on the ground, but
Kembe Shaw drills a three in the corner. He won't even let Braydon talk. He's hitting threes back and forth. I mean, he's having a night from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I mean, I keep talking about Dikembe's ability to shoot the ball. And, I mean, every time I talk about it, he just goes and shoots another one every time I think that maybe he's going to cut inside.
Picorni a three. That's no good. Dikembe Shaw comes away with a rebound. Gets it ahead to Peters. Peters will slow it down. Back to Dikembe Shaw. Another three. Is good again.
He didn't need the refs to undo the netting as we've seen all year because he just went and did it himself by shooting another three.
22-point lead, 26 points tonight for Dikembe Shaw. Inside is no good by Basila. Here comes Mason Darrell pushing it up the court. Darrell's going to try a contested three. That's no good. Caden Rhodes comes away with an offensive rebound. Clears out Cooper Molaski. So Dikembe Shaw wanted to try another one, pulls this one back. Gives it up to his point guard, Caden Rhodes. 2 minutes in, we have got a 22-point lead here in Crown Point. Peters gets that one away to Mason Darrell, a wide open corner three, no good. Cooper Molaski, the follow, rolls in.
I'll say, Gabe, when earlier in that possession, when Caden Rhodes went up to get that rebound, I mean, the amount of height he got on that was absolutely unbelievable. Here we go, take another look at Dikembe Shaw's three. I mean, just an amazing ability to get across the court, wide open again, loses his guy, something that we've seen a theme on both sides of the ball as teams have found threes. A lot of them have been wide open, just mismanaging in man-to-man defense.
Yeah, well, 53-29 is your score. I mean, Braydon, this does not feel like a 53-29 lead. I mean, it's insane. It's a 24-point lead. Dikembe Shaw with 26 of the 53. It's insane. There's no other word to describe it. This Bulldog offense is on fire. As you see the Chesterton and Crown Point cheerleaders down there on the court doing their thing. Braydon, it seems like Coach Swan's just letting the offense do whatever they want.
Yeah, I think what you said coming out of the break for halftime, the word fireworks, I think is exactly correct in this situation, as both teams have just been firing on all cylinders.
Like it just really does not feel like a 24-point. It feels like a close game right now, but it's 53-29. Bulldogs lead by 24. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. We still got over a quarter and a half to play. And the Bulldogs have 53 points. Picorni fading away, a little floater. That one's true.
Picorni looking more inside now as Crown Point has been letting him inside, which is something we did not see at all in the first half. And I mean, here we go. We see that he just is able to get a lane around Bryce Peters. Cooper Molaski doesn't close in on that like we saw in the first half, which, I mean, gives him that wide open lane to take that spin move and put up a shot.
So 5.5 minutes to go. 53 points for the Bulldogs with still over a quarter and a half to play. They're going to score a lot of points tonight if they keep this up. But Chesterton can slowly chip into this lead as they did with the girls, but did not get the job done in that game that we had on the Bulldog Network earlier. Can they do it here in the boys game? Molaski handoff, deep three from Mason Darrell. That one's no good. Rebound by Picorni. Picorni runs into Caden Rhodes, and a foul is called on Caden Rhodes, and MJ Wilson checks in for Mason Darrell.
Coach Swan not happy with that shot selection. I'm sure that's what he's telling him right now. As soon as that shot went up, Coach Swan put his hands on his hips, looked at MJ Wilson, pointed and said, "Get back in there."
Caden Schneider catches the inbound from Ransom. Now Basila up top. Picorni looking for an open shot, an open three. Drives in on Peters. He is fouled. And he'll go to line 4-2 to try and make this lead just 20, which sounds crazy coming out of my mouth. I can't believe this is even double digits. It feels like a much closer game than that.
Yeah, and also the fact that Crown Point's put up 53 to this point in this game feels almost unimaginable.
Logan Picorni at the line. He has been excellent so far tonight for the Chesterton Trojans, and Tobias Ray has not played here in the second half yet, maybe just trying to give him a rest, but this would be a moment when they need him. Picorni's second free throw is up and good, so lead cut down to 20. 5:03 to go. Here comes Caden Rhodes trying to get around Ransom. It's Kembe Shaw looking for a Peters handoff, gets it to him, to Wilson, swung around to Rhodes, to Dikembe Shaw. Wanted the fadeaway shot, now going to back down. Caden Schneider goes up, and he was fouled going up for the shot, so he will get 2 free throws. He's got 26 points tonight, nearly half of the Bulldogs' 53.
Looks like Ransom is down there, or not Ransom, excuse me. Ray is down there looking that he might come back in after this first free throw.
So yeah, here he comes. And, you know, I wonder why Coach Urban may have kept them out to start the second half. Maybe
I'd got to say rest, Gabe. I mean, this Chesterton team plays physical defense, fast defense, and could tire a player like that out very quickly.
Kembe Shaw nails both free throws. He's up to 28 on the night. Mason Darrell checking right back in. Caden Rhodes checking out, getting some rest. 4:46 to play here in the third quarter. This lead really doesn't feel safe. I feel like Crown Point's still playing like this game is really close, even though they have a 22-point lead. Coach Swan probably going to keep his starters in for quite a while here until he feels like he has a secure lead. Logan Picorni on the wing, drives baseline, gets blocked off by his own teammate. Caden Schneider, a three, no good. Mason Darrell comes away with the rebound. Here he comes on Watts to Kembe Shaw, another corner three. That one's no good. It was short this time. And here comes Watts up the court, guarded by Wilson. Wants a screen from Schneider. He does get it. This is a three here, and it is good from Bradley Basila. So lead cut to under 20, halfway through the third. Here comes Peters driving in. Cooper Molaski, a jumper, which we don't see often. Air ball. Rebound by Schneider. Here come the Trojans again, moving quick. Watts underneath. Basila lost that one, and it goes to Kembe Shaw.
Watts has been getting frustrated all night. I think Mason Darrell may have gotten his head early, as after that he was throwing his arms up in the air. And now it looks like we'll have a timeout.
Timeout by the Bulldogs.
So we'll have that shot from Bazila. And just a good contested three. I mean, he sees a big frame Cooper Mulaski closing in on him, decides to take the shot anyway, and finds its way in the basket.
That's pretty daring. A 6'7" frame, Cooper Mulaski coming right at you. Pretty daring to shoot it, but he did, and he drilled it. Basila, a sophomore, by the way, having a pretty solid impact tonight. Dikembe Shaw, the leading scorer tonight with 28 points. Pretty good night here, to say the least, for Dikembe Shaw.
Yeah, he has really kind of blossomed in his senior year, which to say that a player like this has blossomed means he's taken it to an entire another level, because you already have a top-tier guy, and when they've somehow improved as much as Dikembe Shaw has this season, it's something special.
Yeah, he was great as a freshman. I remember seeing him play as a sophomore. I mean, he's been an incredible player. Again, 1,000-point career points and counting, much more than 1,000 now. And Mason Darrell wide open. Bryce Peters' three is no good. Picorni comes away with the rebound, and he loses it. Now Mulaski drives, tries to find Peters, gets tipped. Still gets to Peters. Peters drives in, fadeaway contested jumper. Wilson comes away with it and puts it in.
Now, Coach Swan talked early in this season how rebounding was a problem for this team, specifically offensive rebounds. So for MJ Wilson to be able to get up, get that ball, and put baskets up, that's got to please his coach.
Watts swings it over to Basila, who just hit that three. Now he's going to drive in on Cooper Mulaski. Little pump fake off the glass, no good. Dikembe Shaw comes away with the rebound. Here comes Peters. Peters drives down the left lane. Now backing down, Mulaski kind of stole that pass there to Shaw. Wilson over to Darrell. Darrell swings it across. Now to Dikembe, pump fake, steps back out. Bryce Peters a three. It's good.
Bryce Peters had to make up for the one he missed, and that's just some good ball movement from Crown Point. Again, they just are able to get that mismatch, find that open guy from range, and Bryce Peters normally does not miss when he's wide open.
So now 60 points before the third quarter is done, and Nate Jerhowski will be checking in for the Bulldogs for the first time tonight. Peters and Mulaski checking out. Caden Rhodes also checking back in with Jerhowski. 2:20 to go here in the third quarter into the backcourt with Malachi Ransom. 60-36, 24-point lead. Driving in, that one is good by Ransom.
That one looked pretty easy for Ransom, as he was just able to just breeze past everyone. As Mason Darrell gets called for traveling, he looks upset.
Darrell called for a travel, 2:02 to go. Tobias Ray. Picorni to inbound to him. So 60-38 is our score. If you're just joining us here on the Bulldog Network, I'm Gabe Trevino, joined by Braydon Zamojski, the Chesterton Trojans and the Crown Point Bulldogs. 60-38, 22-point lead for the Bulldogs. That's Tobias Ray on the ground. Darrell runs into Malachi Ransom. Ransom called for a foul there on that end. Minute 43, Watts helps him up. Jack Lux checking in for MJ Wilson, who had a great night, hit his first three of the season, Braydon.
Yes, he did, and then made an absolutely explosive play on the layup shortly following.
Caden Rhodes with 100 seconds remaining. Darrell comes away with that blind. He was running the other way, came away with the pass. Caden Rhodes kind of knew where he was going, I guess. Minute 35 to go in this third quarter. Dogs with 60 points before the third quarter end. Jerhowski to Dikembe Shaw, who's approaching 30s at 28 so far tonight. Physical play.
Mason Darrell looks like he got hit in the face by Jalen Watts, so Crown Point will inbound the ball yet again. And now they're...
Oh, and they just teed up Jalen Watts. Student section fired up to see that one. He kind of gave Mason Darrell a shove. Maybe Mason Darrell a little bit of a flop there, just a little bit of acting.
He's a big smile on his face.
A little bit as the Dikembe Shaw makes one of the technical free throws. Maybe Mason Darrell knows he got away with one there. Dikembe Shaw up to 30 points tonight. He's had a great night. Cooper Mulaski headed to the scorer's table. It's been physical all night, but specifically between Watts and Darrell, it's been probably the most physical matchup so far.
Yeah, both players play with a lot of emotions, a lot of intensity, and so the fact that both of them matched up against each other, it's been a good night.
Jack Lux, Cooper Mulaski hands it off to Mason Darrell, who's being double teamed by Picorni and Schneider. Now over to Rhodes, back to Darrell, who's being guarded by Picorni, drives inside, tries kicking it out. Wanted a foul up ahead to Ransom, who almost had it stolen by Rhodes, and a foul is called and one. And now the lead down to 22.
Caden Rhodes just trying to get back on defense whatever he can to stop Ransom. Not able, ends up hitting the elbow, so that's where that foul will come in.
So Urban seems to still be frustrated over there on the Chesterton sideline. Hands on his head, hands on his face. Still seems to be frustrated even though they did just get a call. Rhodes comes away with that one, with Basila diving after that one. Dikembe Shaw throws a dart inside, gets tipped out to Caden Rhodes. Back to Dikembe Shaw, deep three, no good. Rebound to Ransom, final minute of the third quarter. Bulldogs are in the bonus. Ransom, a fading floater, left-handed, is good. Tough shot from Malachi Ransom. 40 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Ransom keeping his head and keeping his team in this game here as the lead is again 20 points.
Rhodes drives down, kicks it out. Cooper Mulaski back out to Peters near half court. Peters to Lux, being double teamed. Chesterton sending a lot of pressure. Lux has got to get rid of this one. Does get rid of it to Mulaski. To Caden Rhodes, who loses it. Falls in the hands of Caden Schneider. Here comes Picorni to Malachi Ransom for three.
He is on fire right now. That's 3 straight trips down and 3 straight great plays from him as
2 seconds ago, and a backcourt violation. Some of the fans here in Crown Point don't like it. 1.8 seconds to play. And it looks like Chesterton will get the last shot here to end the third quarter. A little bit of momentum shifting their way, still down 17.
I think Bryce Peters
one more shot here.
May have thought he was fouled there, but
inbound to Schneider, and a half-court shot thrown up. No good.
Here's that shot by Ransom. We'll see this again. Just an amazing play, honestly, to kick that out to him from Tobias Ray. And then I talked about Jack Lux closing in on those guys, doing a very good job in that first half. Not able to close in fast enough, so he will get that three-pointer. And what a quarter and an end of quarter by Malachi Ransom and this whole Chesterton team.
Now Malachi Ransom went on a 7-0 run by himself there to end the quarter, so the lead is still 17 here if you were just joining us on the Bulldog Network. I am Gabe Trevino, joined by Braydon Zamojski. 62-45, 17-point lead for the Crown Point Bulldogs over the Chesterton Trojans. But it really doesn't feel like 17, Braydon.
No, it does not, Gabe. And I'll say, we talk about that momentum meter all the time. It seems like it's right in the middle right now, and it seems like it's been right in the middle almost all night, besides obviously that massive run in the first quarter that Crown Point went on.
Yeah, and they had a pretty big run coming out in the second half as well. Chesterton has responded well. They hit a few shots at the end of the third quarter. I think whoever comes out the fastest here in the fourth quarter, safe to say, will have the momentum on their side. If Chesterton comes out, hits a 3 or 2, they'll have a bit of momentum. If Crown Point comes out, that momentum for Crown Point with the home crowd, it's going to be hard to stop here heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So Chesterton's got to be on their game.
And no easy task. It's not like they're only down 7 or a number like that. It's 20, almost 20 points, Gabe. And so they're going to have to come out hard, bang a couple threes. It's barbecue chicken from there.
So here we go, underway in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs lead the Trojans by 17. Caden Rhodes, as usual, bringing the ball up. Dikembe Shaw spinning inside on a double team. Spins around Basila and lays it in. That is 32 points. Official blows his whistle. Foul is called really late on Dikembe Shaw, so the bucket will not count. Dikembe Shaw may have used his arm to wrap around. That's what I was seeing from up here, Braydon.
Yeah.
7:40 to go as Mason Darrell's called for another foul. Not happy with it as normal. 7:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. 19-point lead for the Bulldogs. Corney and Ray sharing ball carrying duties. Ray with the one right there. Ransom sitting with this one. Yeah, he was on a 7-0 run the end of the third quarter by himself. Now Picorni with the ball. Picorni dribbles in on Peters. He's going to lay this one up with his left hand. No good. Elo underneath lays that one in.
Elo with a tough first half, getting all those fouls, but coming in now here in this fourth quarter, making a difference.
Peters drives in, now pulls back out. Now over to Caden Rhodes, back to Peters. Dogs just trying to use up some time here. Under 7 minutes to play. Underneath, Dikembe Shaw triple team this time, stolen by Ransom. Falls into a few Crown Point cheerleaders.
Now here we see, I mean, just amazing rebounding ability by Elo. Just able to use his size to get that ball and put it back up for a good Chesterton basket, which is something they needed.
Something they needed indeed. Lead down to 17 now. Molaski on the wing, trying to work something out. Darrell maybe stole a pass there from Peters. Now is fouled underneath. And Coach Swan will call a timeout for the Bulldogs. 6:36 to play here in the fourth quarter. Lead is still 17. Braydon, I still feel like Chesterton has a chance. Like, it feels like they're still in this one.
Yeah, and Mason Darrell playing emotional, some would say hot-headed right now. You got to think that Coach Swan might be telling him, take a deep breath, play your game, kid. A game that he plays extremely well. Just cannot let his emotions be a factor late in this one.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think maybe could be the biggest criticism with Mason Darrell. Tremendous player, but highly emotional. Can be great in some scenarios and can be a downside in other scenarios. These are those scenarios where it would be a downside to be emotional. He does have 3 fouls tonight. He's got only 2 points on the night. 6:36 to play in the fourth quarter. Dikembe Shaw gets the ball up top. Now Cooper Molaski. Molaski trying to get around Elo. Peters narrowly gets that from Picorni. Pump fake, Mason Darrell 3. Picorni falls down. Darrell hits a 3.
I couldn't see his mouth because he was running the other way, but I'm going to guess that Mason Darrell had some things to say after making Picorni fall down as Picorni throws that ball into his face.
Layup is good from Ransom. Good response by the Trojans. 6 minutes to go. Lead is still 17 here for the Bulldogs. Rhodes driving around, trying to find something open. Gets it to his big man, Molaski. Molaski to Dikembe Shaw. Under 6 minutes to play. Dikembe underneath. Oh, what a pass. And Cooper Molaski lays it in.
That's just some amazing passing that I've talked about all night. This passing, able to find mismatches and holes in this Chesterton coverage.
Ransom 3, no good. Rebound to Mason Darrell. Is going to take his time as he brings this ball up. 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Lead is now 19. Here goes Mason Darrell driving right at the rim. Takes a hard fall to the floor. No foul. Shot is no good. Inside to Basila. Basila spins around, misses the layup, and Peters comes away with it. Quarterback pass down to the other end. Left-handed layup from Darrell.
And the ref seems to be throwing a fan out of the game. But Mason Darrow, I mean, this whole Crown Point team starts with Dikembe Shaw. He turns, he moves the ball right under Cooper Mulaski, who just found himself wide open, shaking off his defender, and that's a good layup for Crown Point in a situation where they needed it.
So one of the fans did just get ejected here, and that's quite unfortunate. Bulldogs are up 21. 5 minutes to go. Unfortunate scene there. 5 minutes to play here. 21-point lead. Ransom trying to get something going. Falls off the hands of Basilo. Coach Urban again, hands to the face, and just disappointment on his face.
And after the ball went out, Cooper Mulaski kind of did like a little point, almost like a quarterback signaling a first down, which he would be used to, as he was the quarterback duo of the Crown Point football team this year.
Mulaski underneath, he will lay that one in. Here comes Malachi Ransom once again, seems to be carrying the ball up a lot more. Caden Schneider fakes the handoff to Ray, now hands it off to Ransom, nearly stolen by Rhodes. He takes the fall to the floor. Ransom, a three, rattles in, out and in again. So lead back down to 20. Darryl saying, let's calm down, let's slow it down here. 4:20 to go, stolen by Picorni, stays in bounds. Watts has it, Watts goes up with the right hand, lays it through. Full court press here from the Trojans, double teaming Peters, gets rid of it quick. Up to Mulaski, Mulaski cross court pass. Mason Darryl wide open, corner three. Nothing but net.
That's not a shot he's gonna miss very often. And Crown Point doing a very good job of just avoiding that full court press, getting the ball across, finding Cooper Mulaski down the court, and then even Cooper Mulaski looking and seeing Mason Darryl for the three.
4:02 to go.
Here's that last Chesterton play. Picorni just doing a good job staying in bounds. Watts gets up and puts a shot in that he desperately was looking for, as his emotions were just as high.
10 points for him tonight, as you see cheerleaders down on the floor. I tell you what, Braydon, these Chesterton cheerleaders are making lots of noise. I can hear our Crown Point cheerleaders down there, but man, for a visiting team, they've made a lot of noise.
Yeah, we talked about it during the girls' game, but you called them horns, I called them noise amplifiers. I don't know what they're called, but they're big and they're loud. The Chesterton boys cheerleaders have them, and I can hear it up here with my headphones still on, so I imagine how loud it must be, especially if you're inbounding the ball down in that corner.
Yeah, I feel like we should start using those. I mean, go on the road and use those. Man, that would have a huge effect on the road and at home, of course, as well.
Start barking in those things.
4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Crown Point trying to finish up a very impressive win over a great Chesterton team. 12-2, 2-0 in the DAC. Number 3 in the DAC, and Braydon number 13 right in the state.
Yeah, I think that's the more important thing, is that this will hand Chesterton their first DAC loss, and a big one at that, something that I don't think a lot of people expected coming in to this game tonight.
You know, the Bulldogs leading by 21, led as much as by 24. Dikembe Shaw, the leading scorer, with 30 points tonight, just camping out in the corner for right now. 3:20 to go. Peters is fouled by Watts. That is his 4th of the night. They have to end his night prematurely if one more foul comes his way. If you're just joining us here on the Bulldog Network, you're joining us just a little bit too late. We appreciate you watching. But the Bulldogs lead by 21. It's still been a great game, even though it is, I mean, let's be honest, a blowout. It's been a great game tonight. Dikembe Shaw goes inside, and he is fouled, draws another one. I believe that will be on Caden Schneider. Dikembe Shaw will get 2 more free throws.
And Gabe, discussing rankings and highly anticipated matchups, I think we have to talk about, I mean, this is the first time, I think, ever that Crown Point's been ranked nationally, top 25 in the country by Max Preps, number 23. And also a highly anticipated matchup versus Portage in a couple weeks. I mean, that's a good one. Both teams undefeated, and that will surely be a good high-scoring matchup.
Yeah, Portage is great every year. A tough DAC opponent every year. Caden Rhodes lays that one through. Bulldogs 2 points away from 80 tonight, which we've seen on a few occasions, but not many. It'll be a great feat tonight. Ransom to Watts. Watts comes away with it. Euro step inside. Tough fading away floater. Rhodes comes away with the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go. Kembe Shaw hit one of his free throws. He brings this ball back up on Picorni, who's been matched up on him a few times, playing really physical defense. Molaski to Peters. Peters drives around. He's fouled by Caden Schneider. 2:18 to go.
That was a good play.
24-point lead here with 2:18 to go. Mason Darrell lays that one through, and that is 80 points for the Bulldogs tonight. I mean, what a night offensively. Picorni 3, that one's short. Comes away with his own rebound. Out to Ransom, a deep 3, no good. Schneider underneath, and that is a nice reverse left-handed layup and one. But maybe too little, too late from Caden Schneider.
Ransom never afraid to shoot that contested ball. As we'll see here, he takes that, I mean, just fires it with 2 Bulldogs closing in, but just a great effort by Schneider to get his hands on that and throw that up, get the and one.
So his free throw off the basket is no good. Rebound to Cooper Molaski. Bryce Peters will come away with it. Coach Swan probably telling his team here, let's just hold it. Molaski in the corner. Back to Peters, approaching 100 seconds to go. Peters gets that one to go. That's 10 for him tonight. That is 4 Bulldogs with double digits tonight. And that one is swatted away by Dikembe Shaw. Tobias Ray went up for a 3 that he's made a lot, and Dikembe said, no, sir.
No, I talked about defending that deep ball, and I don't think there's any better than jump up and swat it down.
That one's stolen away. Peters comes away with it. Foul is called on Picorni, a reach in. That will be his first foul of the night. Coming with only 1.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter, and it looks like some of the younger guys on the bench are going to check in here for this final minute 29. Always good to see the younger guys coming in to check in.
Yeah, we have all the
Bulldogs.
JV guys, Carson Boozma, Christian Hughes, Ty Kennedy, Liam Bazin, and the last one, I believe, is Dylan Finnerty. No, Lucas Deeb, excuse me.
So a young team, and it looks like the Trojans will also be subbing in their younger teams. Maybe just had to wait for Crown Point. This will be a disappointing loss for the Trojans, but I think a better win for the Bulldogs. I think it's more of an impressive win than a bad loss for the Trojans, because this really shows that Crown Point can compete with, 1, the best teams in the region, but 2, one of the best teams in the state, ranked top 15 in the state.
I'd say this solidifies that national ranking, because, I mean, you have one of the best teams in the state, and you put up double-digit win. Right, Gabe? So, I mean, that solidifies that national ranking to me as one of the best teams in the country, which, I mean, even anticipates that Pike and Portage matchups even more.
Yeah, that Portage matchup, again, always a good one. That one will be very soon on the schedule. A 3 here is good from Tommy Cosbade, who's been in the game a few times tonight. Chesterton trying to get to the 60 mark. Christian Hughes, point guard, the freshman, bringing it up here for the Bulldogs. 35 seconds to go. Bulldogs wrapping up a dominant win. Hughes up top once again. Under 30 seconds to play. Lucas Deeb inside to Bazin. Backing down, fadeaway shot is true from Carson Boomza. 15 seconds to play, and the Crown Point Bulldogs are going to come away with a dominant win. Contested shot and one. A good shot underneath by Cooper Hewig of the Trojans. 9.5 seconds to play in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs again going to finish up a great win. Hughes will dribble this one out, and the Crown Point Bulldogs defeat the Chesterton Trojans in dominant fashion by 22 points, 84-62, putting up 84 points tonight. And giving up 62 is maybe not the best number, but to a very formidable Chesterton team, a great conference win, big win for this Crown Point Bulldog team. And we're going to send it to a break here on the Bulldog Network. Stay with us for post-game coverage.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have two choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance.
We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance.
And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career, your first pay raise, the 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family, or the day of your last car loan payment, much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree, we care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Network. I'm Gabe Trevino, joined by Cooper Molaski and the Kembe Shaw, as well as Braydon Zamojski. Guys, excellent night tonight. I mean, you guys put up 82 points against a really good Chesterton team. What does this win just mean as a team, a dominant win against a great team?
I think it's a great message to send. We are definitely going to see these guys again. They're a great team. I mean, they can just shoot it, and that'll take you far. So it's good to send a message against a team like that. You know?
Yeah.
Coming again with Chesterton's been a great team. They got a lot of good wins. Coming out, I believe, 12-2. So I mean, it means a lot to send that message, and hopefully we'll see them again. And you know, we can get off to a good start how we did today.
Yeah, speaking of that great start, you guys came out strong in the first quarter, and that kind of really led the way to this win. What was kind of Coach Swan's message prior to the game that kind of led you to that fast start?
He's a big X's and O's guy. He's a great coach with that, but he did a really good job during this game of saying just, we have all this, but screw it, just go play hard, play fast, just jump on them from the start. I think we did a great job of that.
Yeah, I mean, really just continue what we're doing all season in terms of pressure and forcing turnovers. You know, really being ourselves, and remember that there's no matchup bigger than the matchup. It's just a regular game, and really just staying ourselves and being aggressive. So he instilled that in us for the most part.
You know, Coop, you mentioned that. I feel like the whole game, like me and Braydon were saying that, like it just looked like Coach Swan was just letting you guys go, like just let you guys play. Like it felt like there was no game plan, just go in there, play ball. Like you guys are a good enough team to beat Chesterton. I mean, am I right in saying that? Was there like no like game plan? It was just like, I'm going to let you guys play, do your thing?
Well, I wouldn't say there's no game plan. I don't think Coach Lon will ever do that, but there was more emphasis on just going and balling. This is a great team with a lot of individual great players with a lot of skill, and I think he just decided to let them loose, go do what they do.
Yeah, I mean, piggyback what off Coop said, really just instilling, like, you know, be yourselves. It was a lot of, I would say, you know what you're capable of doing, so go out there and help the team and what we do. So it was one of those games. But yeah, Coach Swan, he just told us to be free out there. You know, a long break, so being free was for sure something special.
Yeah, and you guys had that 23 ranking nationally by Max Preps. Was that kind of on your minds coming into this game with it being kind of a bigger game, kind of a statement game? Was that in the back of your minds?
I think not at all. We had a pretty deep talk as a team, actually, of these outside distractions and all these things coming in, and I think we chose to ignore all that, and I think that was a factor in our performance today.
Yeah. Well, that is going to do it, guys. You guys have a huge game coming against Portage, even better team. I mean, an undefeated team. Portage is always a tough test every year. We thank you guys for your time. Cooper, Dikembe, excellent nights tonight. Excellent night for the Bulldogs, and that is going to do it here on the Bulldog Network. The Crown Point Bulldogs get it done. Both girls and boys tonight beat the Chesterton Trojans. I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Cooper Mulaski, Dikembe Shaw, and Braydon Zamojski. Thank you for joining us. Good night from Crown Point.